southeast. Taxiing. F-35's quick climb as well.
F-35s are coming out.
They are coming out?
Yep.
Oh, well done.
Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Well, they've been working on the A-10s are coming out.
Welcome to our it's almost classed as an afternoon tea session. A bit late to the show, ladies, gents and teddy bears. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. And well, although we've been waiting for about 4,000 hours, just slight exaggeration, we were a bit shocked to actually hear F-35 starting up, but here we are, we're here now. Welcome to the 48 Fighter Wing. And the 493rd Fighter Squadron with their F-35As. Here they come. We've got two F-35 squadrons here at RAF Lakenheath. This is a United States Air Force in Europe base, pronounced USAF. And the 48 Fighter Wing has 4 flying combat-ready fighter squadrons. The 493rd, we're going to go a bit random here with the numbers, but as we've got an F-35, we've got the 493rd Fighter Squadron and the 495th Fighter Squadron with the F-35s. We've also got 2 F-15... Oh, gosh. I nearly took off then. We almost had the 490... Hang on. A little bit windy here up here, but here we go. And we've got 2 F-15E Strike Eagle Squadrons, the 492nd and the 494th. And we got quick climbs on request as well. It is still Friday. These are the F-35As, powered by Pratt & Whitney's F135 PW100 engine, producing, well, a whopping 43,000 pounds of thrust, which makes it the most powerful engine in a fighter jet. The F-35, a 5th generation stealth fighter. It is a multi-role. The F-35A plays that multi-role from close air support ground attack, a fighter, reconnaissance, bombing runs, whatever you want. It can play a variety of roles and stealth as well. Well, we're hoping for quick climbs. Now, if you have a look at the that tiny little bump on the sort of curve where the fuselage sort of blends into the wing, just if you follow our nearest F-35, on both sides they're these special lenses called Luneburg lenses, and what they do, although the F-35 is a 5th gen stealth generation, gets undetected until it's too late for the enemy. These attachments, they are removable. They're Luneburg lenses, and what they do, they actually magnify the radar return so that other good old local crew in air traffic control and other airliners and other aircraft can actually see them a little bit better. Although you may think, well, that defeats the object. Of course, these are local training sorties and they are removable. And there's one on each side. I don't know if you can see that if you follow the stabilizer all the way down, and then you've got this little sort of bump that is quite visible. That's the Luneburg lens. Now that massive long contour that you can see there, now that is the GAU 22 Alpha 25mm cannon. Oh yeah. Beautiful, what a way to start the show. A little bit later than we normally start because there hasn't been anything. nothing to see here and all that. Now then, we did have a bit of flashy on that C-17. I'm not sure. How we doing? My name's Nick Oss, I'm your cameraman, historian and commentator. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. So it wasn't a blank after all. We can all feel relaxed and then all enjoy our KFC and pizzas and fish and chips, whatever it is that we've been trying to order, because today there's no burger van today, so we've had to go out and hunt out in the wild. So we've had to come back with some KFC burgers and
yeah, wild.
Yeah, the wild. We're proper going wild here. Fish and chip shops as well. Other takeaways, of course, are available, but
Just not here.
yeah. Oh, dearie me. Right, how we doing? Ted Bry, mate. There's Squadron Leader Ted Coningsby on the controls. How we doing? Hope we're all good. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel, live here from RAF Lakenheath. Hope we're all good and well. Welcome to the show. So welcome, ladies and teddy bears. So we do have, hopefully, our A-10s. They are hopefully going to be with us. How we all doing? Oi oi to everyone. Hope we're all good. Late to the show. Hope we're all good and well. Thank you so much, Darren. Thanks everyone for the support. Davey, LEJ Approach, Remco DeVray. Welcome to RAF Lakenheath. And we do have a C-17 as well that was flashing earlier, was on startup, but it's just shut down again. God, I mean, this is how windy it is. Look at this. Here, right there, hang in there, Ted. And wow, thank you, Alan Gates, thank you very much. A Guards March to you, thank you so much for the super. Who's put, thank you, Claire Bear, my TCS delivery last night. thank you very much. Guards March to you. Synchro Tones, high five and a Guards March. Thank you for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. A Guards March to you. Margot, thanks a lot for the super chat who's put towards Ted Sarnies for RAF Cosford Air Show on Sunday. Steve Evans as well with 44 months membership. All the fours. 44 Air Hell Air, very posh. Thank you very much. Pete Lawrenson, thank you so much for a Dave burger while you wait. Thank you so much. Although we've had to make do out in the wild. Margot, thank you so much for the super. We may have to get put the flag away there. It's a little bit windy for that. Ted might use that as a sail and take off. Is that a bit better, Ted, for now? So we'll just have to do them without the flag for a minute. We got John Trier, high five and a guard. Wow, Guards March, thank you so much for joining the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Thanks so much. Christopher Neal with 20 months membership. Oi oi, time really does fly when you watch the best channel. Guards March, thank you. Josh Bryce with 23 months. Marnie with 35 months. Oi oi TCS and Lakenheath. Lundy Gruffalo with 40 months. Paul L, member for 11 months. Whoop, 1 month to go for my first year's membership. Sharon Chapman, thank you so much. Who's put happy Friday. Owner Gordon with 19 months. Thank you so much. Darren, oh, thanks a lot, Darren. Darren WS, 111, high five. A paw pump and a salute for that generous super chat there. Thank you so much. Guards March to you. Paul M. Hennings as well, member for 33 months. Far, far, far. Oi oi TCS. Family, Ted Coningsby, Nikos. Player Bear and Spanner Flight Mods, love to everyone. Best aviation, military aviation channel, thank you so much. And Mark Barr, thank you so much with 9 months as well. Guards March. Keith Smith, thank you, congratulations for your 2 years, 24 months, best military aviation channel on YouTube. Thank you so much. And Keith Smith, high five, paw pump, a salute with a fly past. Keith Smith, thank you so much for your support. Thanks to Nikos, Claire Bear, Mods and all in the chat. Thank you so much for your generous super chat. Thank you so much there now. So I hope we're all good and well. So welcome to a United States station. It's been a United States station since 1948. It did start life off as a Royal Air Force station, hence the name. Doom, doom, doom. Nice one, Teddy. And we'll give you a little bit of history while we wait patiently for our A-10s. Hopefully they, fingers crossed, that they're all good and well. So yeah, the life really around the vicinity that you can see here started all the way in 1916, although there wasn't actually an airfield here. But life for Lakenheath and its vicinity had a number of Royal Flying Corps stations around. And Lakenheath Warren was used as a bombing range. So we had, you know, biplanes in the vicinity here, dropping bombs and using it as a sort of a bombing range in the vicinity. And that was during the First World War. And 1916, there was quite a few recorded airfields of the Royal Flying Corps that were training US airmen. And in 1934, 16th of October, again, just in the vicinity, just 5 miles in this direction over here, which sometimes you can see the aircraft, RAF Mildenhall opened. The Handley Page Hayford started life there with 99 Squadron. And to my 5 o'clock, the same sort of distance, in 1936, RAF Feltwell was opened and began its operational career in 1937 with Handley Page Harrows. In 1937, 149 Squadron formed from the B flight of 99 Squadron at Lakenheath. But as far as airfield's concerned, Lakenheath wasn't quite built yet, but its time was to come. In 1938, Mildenhall were re-equipped with the Wellingtons, and eventually so too was Feltwell. And that was pretty much, as I mentioned before, the icon of RAF Mildenhall, Suffolk, the regions of Ely, Cambridgeshire, and even Norfolk as well had the wonderful Vickers Wellington bomber. And for those who don't know, it was the most produced bomber of the Second World War, with its wonderful geodetic airframe. You see all these? This isn't just a decoration or markings, it's trying to show off the geodetic airframe, which is a lattice, a bit like this fence here, a lattice frame that was constructed to make it lighter, because it was wrapped with stretched Irish linen, silk linen, and it was designed by Dr. Barnes Wallis to take battle damage, to make it easier to repair, and to make it lighter. And it was made, 11,461 of these were made, and in 16 main different variants. Even the rare Mark IV, which you may not have heard of, had the special 18, oh, I've got to think now, was it the 1820 or 1830 Cyclones on there? I'm just trying to think which one it was. Oh gosh, got me there. Was it the Pratt & Whitney's, or was it the Wright Cyclone? There was only 220 of these Mark IVs, and it was, I think it was 460 Royal Australian Air Force that operated these, actually at RAF Kimbolton, before it transferred to the United States Air Force. But there you go. That's just to give you an idea of the icon of Suffolk, Cambridgeshire, Ely, all round here, Suffolk, Norfolk. This was first introduced with 99 Squadron at RAF Mildenhall. Even had, right, LN as the squadron markings. It's an easy one to remember there. And the lovely Vickers Wellington there, just being a wonderful wonderful bomber. And it served right throughout the whole of the Second World War, which was quite amazing, really. Had a good career. But the next stage for this vicinity really happened in the 1940 with Colonel John Turner. If you've ever heard of Colonel John Turner, not the one from Pirates of the Caribbean, but this man was born in 1881, was an experienced civil engineer who had worked with the Corps of Engineers and the Royal Air Force. He became a director of works and buildings at the Air Ministry. He was the man behind the decoy airfields, if you've never heard of decoy airfields, and also the starfish sites. Again, something for you to look at. And his headquarters was located at the Sound City Film Studios in Shepperton, and it was here that Turner soon realized the effectiveness of mock-up film sets and brilliant lighting effects. I mean, we've all seen those spaghetti westerns. A lot of these, you know, if you go to Hollywood studios, they all look real when you look at them on a screen, but they're obviously not. And the art of deception was the attribute to defense. The code for decoy airfields was K for daytime operations and a Q site for nighttime operations, and in some cases they could be used as a KQ decoy airfield. And there was a decoy airfield here at Lakenheath to protect Mildenhall, to which Lakenheath was bombed in its time of a decoy airfield about 5 times, meaning that it saved RAF Mildenhall, and on more than one occasion, 5 times. And if this could work for protecting airfields, then Turner took it even further. Could it work for towns and cities? And after the show, do check out our lost airfields. We've got a starfish site introduction video that we did on a starfish site. We've also done decoy airfields at Maxwell, which was a decoy airfield for Wittering. And a decoy airfield is that. So it had a runway, but it wasn't real. It had fake Wellington bombers, so made out of plywood, and didn't really have any wheels. They were on stilts, and what they didn't just pick aircraft at random to pretend. They would obviously want to make it look like a Mildenhall, literally. They had the hangars, usually wrapped in coating. I think there was, even not here though, but I think there was even a case of inflatable tanks at one point. I remember coming across this, but there would have been a bunker that they would have been operating from, similar to this, which I've showed you before, but obviously this would have been covered and it with a mound, and there would have been a blast wall as well to protect the crew, and there would have been a couple of officers in there to operate all the lighting. There was a spotlight, a movable one, to pretend it was movable aircraft. But like I said, it saved Mildenhall 5 times. So their job for officers was to try and literally get bombed, which is, you know, quite you know, not a very inspiring story, but like I said, it did the job. And you know, 1941 in June, RAF Lakenheath was opened and allocated to number 3 group of Bomber Command, and it was built in the Class A configuration, but with small runways, one main at 3,000 feet and 2 subsidiary ones at just 2,000 feet. So it started life with, although concrete, quite small in the A shape like that, hence that's why it's called a Class A. And this was put forward because aircraft were getting heavier, they were getting bigger, and they needed more payload, and grass runways couldn't really do the job. And especially with the introductions of the Sterling, first of all in 1940, and then the Halifax in late 1940, and the Manchester as well, but that could operate on a grass runway. But for here we had Wellingtons at the time, and with the introduction in July 1940, with number 7 Squadron at RAF Leeming receiving the short Sterling bomber, it was obviously fate for aircraft that were going to need to have concrete runways and in the Class A configuration. But Mildenhall's aircraft were dispersed to Lakenheath because Lakenheath was actually a satellite station. Okay, so Mildenhall run it, and it run another 2 stations. It was Tuddenham and Newmarket Heath. So Mildenhall was the main station, and Lakenheath was basically like Barkston Heath as it is with Cranwell. So it had a satellite station, and it wasn't really fully functioning for operations until November 1941, when number 20 Operational Training Unit were the first occupants with the Wellingtons. Like I showed you earlier, had a payload of 4,500 pounds, and speeds ranged and varied along with its service ceiling, depending on which engines that it had on there. And eventually it was the Bristol Hercules, a 1,500 horsepower engine times 2, so 3,000 horsepower max output for the Wellingtons. And 149 Squadron started using the runways at Lakenheath with their Wellingtons until transitioning to the Royal Air Force's first ever 4-engine heavy bomber, which I know, it was the first ever 4-engine monoplane heavy bomber. And while they were transitioning to it, and that was in November 1941, of the 1,047 bombers that took part in the 1,000 bomber raid, 41 failed to return. It was 149 Squadron Sterlings that took part in this as well, and suffered 0 losses, along with a claimed ME 110 that was destroyed. The first of the 1,000 bomber raids was called Operation Millennium, which involved 1,047 of these bombers for a raid on Cologne. That was on the night of the 30th into the 31st of May 1942. And also number 20 Operational Training Unit actually took part with 14 Wellingtons amongst the 599 Wellingtons in the raid. 149 also took part in the raid with their Sterlings as well. In January 1942, number 20 OTU moved back to Scotland and settled into RAF Elgin. In October 1942 saw a switch to targets from German ones to northern Italy, and in just 2 months 1,646 sorties from Lakenheath were carried out, with a loss of 62 aircraft just in that period. On the night of the 20th into the 28th into the 29th of November 1942, it was 7 Sterlings that took off for a raid on the Fiat Works in Turin, with severe weather of for the 4 of the Sterlings made it out to the actual target. It was indeed BF 372, piloted by Flight Sergeant Rawdon Hume Ron Middleton. It was his 29th mission. The first attempt to bomb the target wasn't successful. Then he did the unthinkable and tried again, and also a third, but this time disaster literally struck. Flak actually smashed through the cockpit, exploding fragments of shrapnel struck Ron in the leg, chest, fracturing his jaw. But more horrific was that his right eye was ripped out and Middleton lost consciousness. Hyder, his second pilot, also badly wounded, and the Sterling fell 2,000 feet, 1,000 feet, 800 feet. And with the help of Hyder, who managed to come round, pull up and level off the Sterling, was in a complete state, and even its pilots, you know, were in quite a bad state. And but Ron miraculously, you know, came round and said to his men, well, he mumbled, he was in a lot of agony, he didn't want them to bail out over enemy land nor over neutral ground, but mumbled in agony, I will get you home, through the Alps and France, where they were met with more anti-aircraft fire. That's 8 hours of flight in the short Sterling bomber. It almost exhausted the fuel. In fact, they had just 5 minutes left, and Ron knew there was not enough fuel to get to base, and bailing out could mean the Sterling could crash into the towns and villages, potentially killing civilians. So what he did was something of just absolute, just incredible, ladies, gents, teddy bears. And it all happened here, right in this, you know, it all took off from here. And, you know, he turned his Sterling level with the coastline. And the reason for that is because he didn't want the Sterling exhausting with fuel and then just crashing wherever it wanted to. And all he saw was the lights. We're talking about 3 a.m. here by the time they came back from their 8-hour mission. And they saw, let me get the Sterling actually. I haven't got the actual one with me today. But what he did, if that's land over here, Ron basically, what he wanted to do was if this is the sea here, he wanted to turn it parallel, all right, with the coast, so that it landed in the sea when it ran out of fuel. Whereas if it carried on going straight, okay, it potentially would have run out of fuel and crashed into city or a town or village, killing civilians. So Ron turned the aircraft this way, parallel, and he ordered his men to bail, and 5 of them did just that. And they actually survived. They swam to the coast and made it out safely, but there was 2 left. And it was Sergeant Mackey and a 19-year-old James Jeffrey. They stayed with Ron. Now, I'm not sure what was going on here, whether they wanted to stay with Ron until those final minutes. Maybe they wanted to try to persuade him to bail with them, but, you know, until that last moment, but trying to talk him out of it. The 5 survived, and all we know is at 3 a.m. this just went quiet and crashed into the sea. And a day later, Mackey and the 19-year-old body of Jeffrey were sadly washed up the next day. Ron, nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found. In fact, Ron's body was washed up months later, in February, 1st of February 1943. He was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross and was posthumously promoted to pilot officer. So this is a, you know, a Victoria Cross station. 149 Squadron had a low loss rate than any other Sterling squadron. Also a low loss rate still meant many, though. We must never forget that when we hear low loss rate, there were still many, and I'll give you those figures in just a moment. By 1942-43, RAF Lakenheath was its own independent station, you know, not a satellite station anymore. The Battle of the Ruhr raids between March and July 1943, they lost 6 Sterlings. 4 missions to Hamburg between July and August 1943, 61 sorties, 0 losses. June 1943, 199 Squadron arrived with their Sterlings. In fact, that Sterling I showed you with EX, that was their markings. That was their Sterling. By late August, Berlin raids began, and both squadrons began losing many Sterlings. On the night of the 17th to the 18th of August 1943, a really important raid which you may have heard of, the Peenemünde raid, or Operation Hydra. 149 and 199 squadrons, their Sterlings amongst the 596 strong bombers. It was here that the V1 was made with the V2 along the brains and the scientists of secret weapons plants. The mission for the RAF Bomber Command was to destroy the scientists, destroy any evidence or any possibilities of building these weapons of mass destruction. The primary objective was to kill any of the personnel involved, the research, every part of the development. Secondary objectives were to damage the research facility and destroy the related work and documentation. Now, with this in mind, There were 3 specific aiming points: the scientists, the workers' living quarters, and the rocket factory and experimental station. Towards the end of 1943, Stirlings were being used in a different role, and the bomber that became a non-bomber, from transporting paratroops to SOE agents, clandestine roles, supporting the resistance, towing Horsa gliders, and electronic warfare as well. The short Stirling played a variety of roles from 1943 and especially 1944. There were various marks that were attached with towing bars at the back to tow the Horsa gliders, electronic warfare, that kind of thing. It was used in Operation Glimmer with 218 Squadron during D-Day as well. 1944 in May, Lakenheath closed to become a very heavy bomber base. When it finally reopened in 1948, late 1948, the station became a United States Air Force station, and the US Air Force units such as the 2nd Bomb Wing and the 93rd Bomb Group, the 2nd Bomb Group and the 93rd Bomb Group operated from here. B-29s were first. We also had KB-29s, B-50s, B-47s, right up until the arrival of the 48th Tactical Fighter Wing, and that was on the 15th of January 1960 with the F-100s. Now, I want you to understand how much Lakenheath played a part in the Royal Air Force days here. 1941 to 1944, everything I just told you happened. 1 Wellington was lost. Now, when I say 1 Wellington, I understand that 149 were operating between both Mildenhall and Lakenheath, but this is from Lakenheath. A total of 83 short Stirlings were lost. To put that into people, killed in action, 452 men were lost from here. Prisoners of war, 72. Evaded capture, managed to evade capture and get back, 16. And never ever seen again with 0 trace, 4. Now, these figures are from my own research. It takes weeks and months and months and months of reading various books, going on databases, military records. Now, I appreciate this isn't a complete, and there could be more, but this is all that I've found in months worth of research. Lest we forget, because although we come and see the heroes of today, we must never forget the heroes of the past. How we doing? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't had any. Oh, my scanner's dead. That's why I haven't heard anything. Just got to change the battery. Doing loads of research. 83 Stirlings were lost from here. Been 452 men killed in action, 72 POW. 1 Wellington was lost from here because I found 149 were operating. It made it harder for me because I wanted it from here, and I appreciate they were operating. They lost quite a few from over there. Yeah, they lost quite a few from over there. But yeah, it's taken me months of research, military. You probably know when you're doing your research as well. Military records, books.
Right, yes. Out.
Good, yeah? Nice, nice. How we doing, ladies, gents, steady bears? So yeah, the talk at the moment is the A-10s. We think they're about an hour away, we're hoping. It's a bit windy at the moment up here, but there we go. Peter, good question about decoy airfield, Nikos. What about chance Mildenhall was visible in the distance? Okay, so there would have been procedures. So a very good question. What if they did spot Mildenhall? Well, the thing is, K sites and Q sites, which is why they had to choose between the two. I know it wasn't a case of daytime or nighttime and just leave it at that for both. It actually had a purpose, and it was to really make it stand out like a sore thumb. So they would have had to turn off the lights at Lakenheath, at Mildenhall. In fact, they were so effective that actually pilots tried to land on decoy airfields, and that didn't turn out very well, that they had to come up with I think it was the goose flare, like red flare system, to actually light it up in a way but not give it away that it was a fake airfield, if that makes sense. So there would have been cooperation with the real airfield to turn the lights off, which was a practice that they did anyway, because you didn't want it lit up from spies. In fact, even in the daytime, you may notice on old RAF photos, it's a really good question, Dieter, because the Royal Air Force actually used netting and actual grass. Like if you look at bomb dumps, they've got grass on them. If you look at the shelters for these the HASs, the bomb shelters, they would have actually had grass over them. They would have had them kind of buried in some ways. But they use a lot of netting. They even painted on top of the hangars at real ones pools, like actual lakes of water and reservoirs, just anything to try to veer off and make this one stand up more. But yeah, okay, I think the ratio was about 50%, and then that is still a good ratio. It's either yes or no. So the fact, because a question I have been asked before, was it effective? You know, were decoy airfields and starfish sites, were they even effective? And and to be honest, that is a very, very good question, because for those that don't know, starfish sites as well, they were fake towns and cities, and I have covered it. When you finish, I think it's episode 17 of my Lost Airfields episodes, do check that out. But it is rather amazing, it really is. Because, and a good question that was asked to me, so just to give you the numbers, I mean, there were around 230 decoy airfields, and there were 400 starfish sites. So special fire sites, whatever you want to call them, they were fake cities and towns. But were they effective? A great question. And decoy airfields as a percentage of attack versus real seemed to be almost 50%. And that, to me, is effective. 5 times. So if that's 50%, of the 10 attacks, then 5 was over here. So that is a saviour. And after the war, reports didn't seem to suggest that many craters on the starfish sites, though. Maybe the decoy airfields had done their job. Maybe that was the point, or maybe not. It's one of those things, and it is said that decoy towns were attacked 100 times. So an estimated of around 5% of bombs were dropped on starfish sites, which, when you put it like that, they worked out as 968 tons of German bombs. This worked out to have saved, what, 2,500 lives, which, if it saves lives, that's good. It's a great question. But decoy sites started to fade out after 1940 with those. They kind of finished off around sort of 1940, I think, because the decoy site in the end just ended up becoming a real site. We needed, I mean, decoy sites, if you think about it, it's already used up where you could have had the real thing, so they just used them up. So decoy airfield sites started to kind of diminish, as the war progressed. So decoy sites in, after 1941, 42, 43, 44, they weren't really thriving in numbers. They were already gaining ground. The chained home, the battle of the beams were kind of really, killing that fact that, hey, we can work you out. With the Y-Jurat, X-Jurat, the Knickerbein, when that started out, where the Britain was really wondering how Germany were able to bombs so accurately, even in bad weather, even in night times, because they were using literally the same system that they would use to land at night or in really bad weather. They thought, well, if we can make it an aircraft land in the center, cross it over and have it as a target for the bombs. It was quite something, which I've showed you examples before, which is quite fascinating. So welcome to the show, ladies, gents, and teddy bears. Keith Smith, thanks again. Davey, Noxie, Paul, Fairclough, Lorraine at Nomadic Ramblings, Noxie, Brave Sir Robin 69, how you all doing? Hope you're all good. Mayhem Marshy, what up? Aspen, what up? Flying Duke, LEJ Approach, Margot Baxter, Aryan, how you doing, Aryan? Davey, LEJ Approach, big up to my Spanner Flight, how you all doing out there? Hope we're all good. Massive respect. We're all good, ladies and teddy bears. God, look at all that sand just crossing across. Well, not sand, the dust, sorry. Mind you, there is sand here where it gets its name Heath from. But for those that wonder why there's so much sand here, well, you have to go back to the Cretaceous period. Creta, meaning chalk in Latin, if I remember correctly. So 100,000 years. But we're going to go back 10,000, 10 to 12, maybe older. If you go before, so in the Cretaceous period, there was a river here, a massive river called the River Bitham, and it went through, I think, from Nottinghamshire, Midlands, Nottinghamshire, right through across here. And since the end of the Ice Age, it left the sand, which this river went out to the North Sea. So it's quite amazing. So we've got remnants. That's why you get like you know, shellfish and sand in some places where you think, what's going on here? Amazing, isn't it? They just loved your goodness me. I must say, it is absolutely windy here. It really is crazy. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. We've had 2 quick climbs today. Goodness me. But I'll take this with a bit of sun. Trade that anytime. Instead of rain, that would be good. So we're looking at around maybe another 45 minutes, but don't forget we still got two F-35s that are airborne from here, and welcome to the show. I did not think it was going to be this windy, but hey, that's the way it is.
Say that again, Nicholas.
What's that?
Two F-35s are airborne.
Yes. Oh yeah, did you not?
No, we were at Sainsbury's.
Okay, we didn't. Yeah, sorry, we did actually have two F-35s.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't even have this ready.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like.
Did they do quick flight?
Huh?
Did they quick flight?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We had no idea. They just started up. And we're like, taxi via Sierra. I'm like, what? I know.
Were the things still on the runway? You know.
No. Our mate left.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh right.
Yeah, the C-17. Did you go when it was flashing?
No.
Oh, it was flashing and then it shut down.
Oh really?
And then the F-35s went out.
Oh. How long ago was that?
About half an hour ago.
Oh, right. So they'll be back in like an hour.
Yeah, about that. I would have thought so.
Cheers.
That's all right. We're looking at 45 minutes to the A-10s, hopefully.
45 minutes.
Yeah, hopefully. About that. The golden hour is 3 o'clock. Yeah. Well, that's what we're hoping. Fingers crossed. We don't know that, but 100% sure.
No.
Things can go wrong. You know how it is.
Exactly.
You know,
They could
might go
turn back.
tech. They might have some
Exactly.
flight path issues.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sweet man.
no
Thank you.
worries. No problem at all. Some good questions there, Dieter. Nice one. Aspen, what up? How you doing? You know how it is. How you doing, man? It is Friday, but we've still got 2 more shows to finish up the week. And I'll tell you what, yesterday was a funny day. I could have gone swimming yesterday, literally out here. There was so much rain. And we've survived the rain. And now we're about to get rusty from all the rain. But there we go, that's how it is. Welcome to RAF Lakenheath, ladies, gents and teddy bears. Hope you're all good and well. And yeah, with Sunday's exciting show that we've got, we are the official, well, the only broadcaster of Cosford Air Show. So make sure you tune in. We've been given the all clear from the media team and all the officials from RAF Fairford. We've been given the go-ahead to stream there. We are their official live streamer, so accept no scams or anything like that. They will put out a social media post because we've had it before where there are scam streams and stuff where they kind of forward on my stream and pretend it's theirs. We've had that before, believe it or not. That wasn't very nice, but yeah, you know. But there we go. These things happen. So if you spot anything like that, we'll report it straight away, and we'll get it dealt with. You know how it is. I don't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning for nothing, right? And in all weathers as well. But there we go. Well, it's turning out to be a fine day, and it's a very busy one here. Alex, Raven, Julianne, Margot, Remco, what up? How we doing? Hope we're all good. And yeah, we are excited to see A-10s, and it's not dark, and it's not in complete darkness for once, so this will be quite good. And a big shout out to our Dursley crew down there. Hey!
Oi, oi!
Oi, oi! Yeah, we got we got aviation enthusiasts here at Lakenheath and Netherlands as well. We got I did see a Netherlands VRN or reg plate. Did see one earlier. So shout out to them and all those who have travelled far, because this is what we do. We turn up and hope for the best. It's been a long wait to see 2 F-35s, which you know, is a regular bread and butter type of aircraft here. You know, they are based here, they're stationed here, they carry out their training sorties on a regular basis, but you know, when you've seen that first one, it's like I've always said, you go to the Mac Loop Lake District, you wait for 7 hours, then you see one fighter or an aircraft, depending on what you like, and then, you know, an A400, a Hawk, whatever. Well, I don't even know what a Hawk is, but hey. But all that wait is gone. You don't even think about how long you waited for, the time you got up, the travel, the whatever, and you've seen your one aircraft, and all that. It's a big relief, isn't it? For those that know, would understand what I'm talking about. It's a big relief, and it is literally, as people say, it is like fishing. You don't know what you're going to get. You just turn up, enjoy, sit back, relax, and see what happens as well. And that's the other beauty of live is live. See what happens. You never know. You might get an ice cream van. You might get some, you know, a generator blasting in the background, a domestic. You know, things happen, and that's life. You know, you just make do with what you got. You know, just make do with what you got, and don't fight the elements. You work with it. Although my hair is disagreeing right now. So welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. We've got our show tomorrow, our usual annual show at Coningsby, this time of year for Troop in the Colour, the King's birthday, the birthday of the British Sovereign, just to get the movements from there. It's quite exciting, and once I finish up, I'll be heading over to Cosford and getting all the kit ready and prepared, ready for another show. And yeah, and it is exciting times to talk. And the other thing as well, the Ted Coningsby channel, and for another year running, we're going to be hosting the Ted Coningsby Display Awards as well, where you can vote, spectators can vote for their favourite display. I know, a fan-based display. So look forward to that, and hopefully you can join us, become a member as well at the same time. Come and join us, come and support the one and only Ted Coningsby channel, which has been followed globally around the world. And big shout out to all of you who have supported the channel through the membership. Really means a lot, because, you know, I was having a conversation earlier with someone about my car that I used to have all the wires coming out of it to start streaming on a ladder, and then, you know, you build up, and, you know, without that support, you know, cameras have fallen off the vans before. Remember that? You remember? Do you remember that? You know, Crashgate 2, Coningsby, and I still had the camera attached, and I pulled the laptop, took the camera down. We've had a camera down on the van. Remember that? Even Ted's camera fell over. It's been an interesting but a really thoroughly enjoyable ride, and heading towards you know, magic numbers really is just fantastic with the support. We've got, you know, the right moderators to look after the streams, but it's not just that with the Spanner Flight. A Spanner Flight is a Ted Coningsby special flight, and they will look after everything, even comments from outside of streams as well. They run their moderating on our members only Discord. It is a community. It's no longer a channel really. It's more of a family and a community for those that have been a member of the channel. It's a place of you know, well-being as well. Always stay in the green. It's a place where you can switch off from the outside world, because getting too involved in all that stuff on TV, I know it sounds controversial to say that, but what I mean is all that stuff that you see on television, you know what I'm saying without actually saying it, all the bad stuff that goes on, all the things that go on in the world. This is one of the other reasons why people come here, is to just switch off and smile, listen to the roar, listen to the aircraft noise, the things that go on, the surroundings, the true calmness, and then the roar, and then the satisfaction that you get. It's a place where you can be neutral and just chill. You know, you can switch off, put your side. It's a united channel. Literally is a united family, where you can just be together with other Ted Coningsby fans and just switch off and just, you know, have a good time. It is a positive channel. You know, a lot of people get a bit shocked when they write something negative. They're like, oh, what's going on here, because it is that type of channel. I've just been attacked by a bee. I don't know what that's doing on my neck. No, never mind. But yeah, there we go. It's a place where you can just put away your, you know, differences and just be at one. And that's the thing. And then for those that have been members, I mean, you've heard members there. Was it Steve Evans there? 44 months. About 32 months. There's been so many, you know, members that have been members for a long time, and that is a true testament to what it all means. You know, you look at the channel milestones from Philip Thorley with 25 months, Fred Vernals with 40. You know, you got those just passing their first year, 13 months from the Flying Duke. We've got Hannah RAF Hampster with 18 months. You know, we've got quite a lot of members that have been with us for a very, very long time. We had, was it Nick C, 1711 with 40 months as well. And Keith Smith celebrating 2 years of being a member. And that says something. 9 months from Mark Barr as well. 33 months from Paul M. Hennings, and Iona Gordon 19 months, who I know quite well from here. Paul L with 11 months. We've got Lundy Gruffalo, with 40 months, man. 35 months from Marnie 321. Josh Bryce 23 months. So many of you I've met as well. You know, Christopher Neal 20 months. You know, if you are thinking about a member, you're here to stay. It's such a, obviously there's no commitment to, but you're gonna love it. Steve Evans 44 months. It is an absolute pleasure to have you all on board. You know, John Minter as well with 39 months as a member. This obviously says something. If you're a member, I want you to write down why you enjoy the channel so much. Just put it in the comments. Why do you stay with us every month? You know, and just it's nice to hear it. It's nice to see it. It's not always easy being up here. We've got you know, members from around the world, and Aspen found this channel on its 11th stream. It's been a right. I think you are the oldest serving, as in the longest term serving. You know, it is amazing. Hazel in the red DS3 says hi. Hi, Hazel. You know, what is it about? You know, and it's amazing. It really is, and it is a wonderful thing. Got LEJ at 39 months. Got Kevy Howard, here he is. You know, most of you guys and girls have met. It's brilliant. It's so good. Oi Oi Spanner Crew, Nikos and Ted Coningsby. What up, Kevy? You know it is. Margot Baxter says it's her extended family. Dita, how you doing? Who's? Yeah, I'll. Bev Turner. Bev Turner's put great coverage and so friendly. It's great. Oh, hello. That sounded like 2 Unlimited, wasn't it? Let the beat control. Oh yes, Ted, come on, mate. Down, 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 down. Big up to the Royal Air Force Lakenheath fire team. Oh, hey. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Big shout out to Phoenix as well. That car you can see there, that's the AWCU today, who's been working really hard today. Doing a lot of scaring today, honestly. He's been at it all day. It's amazing.
See you in a bit, mate.
Oh yeah, you're going over there?
Yeah.
Okay mate, have fun. Good to see you, man.
Take care.
Take care, Owen. So not Captain Weber, the community is amazing, always here to help. Came for planes, stay for the Bears, 37 months. Oh yeah. Nice one. Oh yeah, and the best of the channel, the end of year party. Yes, still got about 30 odd tickets left to the TED party, and we've got a live performance as well coming up at our TED party. Marnie, TCS, great bunch of people. Got Terry Murphy. Love to hear you talk about the history of each plane and their pilots. Hello from Thomasville, Georgia. What up? Heavy HC Sunday, man. Alex Raven made so many new friends through this channel and had the privilege of becoming part of the Point Charlie crew. Davey, how you doing? John Minter, what up? I love aviation, military aviation. I love a laugh, and the Bears, always a happy, interesting place to be. Dieter, just feeling like it's yesterday when I made myself a member. Oh, but that's a beefy one. That is a beefy one, that one. Miles P1M, hello from Hawaii. Boots 99 UK, what up? How you doing? Just gonna go and grab a water. Oh yes. Ted, get the flag out. Oi! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Spicy Wedges, been a TCS member coming a year. This amazing channel got through rehab in 2025 after major health scare. I'm all good now and steps in the right direction. That's what it's all about. And of course, we may need a bit of a boost here with the likes. So get liking, get thumbs upping. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this stream out there. We need a bit of a head start. And it does help with our algorithmics. Not the band, if there was one. Isn't that Eurythmics? Oh well. It's getting busy here. I just want to thank SRC130. Just want to thank Tim Gooch as well for my life-saving lunch today, man. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Alan Q, Andrew Stevens, Mayor Marshy, what up? Lorraine, Nomadic Ramblings, Dave L, what up? I've got to somehow not fall off it. It's quite windy. I've had worse, but it's still quite punchy up here. So, getting its name from the wonderful P-47 Thunderbolt, the A-10, the Republic Fairchild Republic Thunderbolt 2, which the Thunderbolt number 1 P-47 built around its massive Pratt & Whitney R2800, whereas the A-10 was actually built around its gun. What they did, they saw a gun, wondered if it could fly, and all behold, the close air support attack aircraft was born. And it wasn't, it's not classed as a fighter, even though it is jet powered by its two General Electric T-34s, the 100A turbofans. They produced 9,065 pounds of thrust each. But the gun, the 30mm, I've actually got around thanks to Stu. Oh, actually no, sorry, correction. I don't think it was from Stu. No, sorry, correction. I got that at East Kirkby. Sorry, I do apologise. Do apologise there. No, it was at East Kirkby. It was the 30mm, and it's powered by the GAU 8A Avenger. It was a rotary cannon, and it takes with it a whopping 1,174 rounds. It's even got 11 hard points. It can take rockets as well. The hard points, you're looking at around about 16,000 pounds of goodage. That is even a word. Rockets, LAU 61s, LAU 68s. Can take Hydras as well, what the Apaches take. Can take AIM-9s, which the Sidewinders is what you usually find on a standard config on a F-15E. 6 AGM-65 Maverick as well, air to ground. Bombs, Mark 80s, blue ones, blue 27. JDAMs, wind corrected munitions, flares, infrared decoy chaff, and which we've seen could even take 600, the two of the 600 US gallon, the 2,300 litre, the Sergeant Fletcher drop tanks for increased range and loiter time. Because when you need them, there's what an amazing story from Duxford about someone that was saved, even though it was completely under attack, and this soldier had needed close air support, and he had some serious loss of blood through chest wounds from enemy fire, but still managed to call in the close air support. I think it's Gutierrez. I've got a funny, is it Gutierrez? There's a, for those that have been to Duxford, there's the American hangar. I'm sure the surname was Gutierrez, I think. It's been a long time, but that's just one example. The A-10 has took its first flight on the 10th of May 1972. And actually took its introduction on October 1977. So in about sort of 10 minutes time, we should see A-10s. I know, A-10s, oh yeah. First ever unit of the A-10 was the 355th Tactical Training Wing, based at Davis Monthan Air Force Base, Arizona, and that was March 76. The first unit to achieve the IOC, the initial operating capability, was the 354th Tactical Fighter Wing at Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, South Carolina, in October 1977. They were also here in England at Bentwaters and Woodbridge, I believe Alconbury as well. Pretty sure they were at Alconbury. Robert Watson Bath, Staff Sergeant Robert Gutierrez. Oh, thank you. I was right by the surname. Gosh, my memory does actually shock me sometimes. Thank. That's them. Tabor 1-1. Just doing a radio check. How exciting. And we even got quick climbs as well. Ba-da.
Contact 1 2 miles east of Lakenheath on your traffic service.
So not long now for A-10s. Not far, not long to go. Get ready. So an aircraft that was introduced in November 1942 took its first flight on the 6th of May 1941, and the 48th fighter group of the 9th Army were using the very aircraft that close air support, and the A-10 was influenced from. Look at this, the beautiful Republic P-47 Thunderbolt, the close air support role. Yeah. Think I can see what is up there, yeah? Thanks, man. One of the things you may notice is the sound from the engines as they come in. It sounds really grunty. It's you'll know what I mean if you've never heard one before. That's one of the things I noticed. It's not rare, but we don't often see H-tails, you know. H-tails are the likes of the Halifax, the Lancaster, the B-25, the Osprey. How many H-tails can you name? And there's another Skyvan, which I thought was an A400 once, but that's a long story. Who remembers that Bry stream? It did sound like an A400. Hey, propellers. I think there's more coming up. Yep, here we go. There's another flight above me now. It's not dark, so unless we get an eclipse all of a sudden, which would make it an even more interesting stream. It's solar eclipse. Gary, how you doing? Hope you're good, man. Thanks for gifting a membership there, thank you. Oh, here I can see a light. Here we go. Beautiful, great to see them back. Oh, and a third one. In fact, there's 3, 4, 5. There's 5. Oh no, it's 2 F-35s behind it. There you go. Look at this shot then. Nice. Yeah. 2 F-35s and an A-10. That's a great shot. Okay, right at the top. That was just pure class. Bit of aero braking, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, there's two. Three. Oh, look at these. Yeah. We'll leave that one just for 2 seconds. Let's get a nice shot of this. The markings on that had more markings than Mike Tyson. God, a lot of markings on that one, didn't it? Six A-10s. Oh yeah. So the next batch of 6 will be probably about 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe, who knows. Maybe not, they're just behind me. Even better. That's good, I'll deal with that. I love being wrong because it means something better is happening. number 7. Here comes number 8. Oh, hello. So number 9 is here. I hope you're all enjoying this, ladies, gents and teddy bears. Just here we go, number 9. The 380 days that it rains here in the UK every year, they've picked a day that it isn't. Nice, got 2 more, our last 2 I think. Clear to land, runway 23. Here we go, 2 more. finally, our last one. There we go, what a lovely day.
No rush to go.
Do you reckon that's it for the day?
I think I've cleared 11, so
You're most welcome, ladies, gents, teddy bears. Don't forget, this is military aviation spotting enthusiasts. So, again, thank you for not putting any operational details on there. That is what we do. We're just here to enjoy the aircraft and not to forward on any info regarding their details. So thank you very much for that, and I hope you enjoyed the 2 quick climbs from our Grim Reapers, the 493rd Fighter Squadron, along with the A-10s there that came in. Yeah, don't forget, you know, A-10 crew, with what they do regards to their close air support crew, it is absolutely amazing. You know, some of the close air support, what they give is just absolutely amazing. And for those, the amount of lives that they've saved on the ground, such as retired Air Force Chief Master Sergeant, what I was mentioning earlier, now that I remembered his name, who was at the time Staff Sergeant Robert Gutierrez Jr., who was an elite combat controller, awarded for the Air Force Cross for his extraordinary heroism. If you ever go to Duxford in the American hangar, please just go and spend some time reading about his experience, and even under losing so much blood, I think he was, you know, for those that have experienced this, when you lose a lot of blood, you're almost going to just grey out. And he basically happened in 2009, a nighttime raid in Afghanistan. After being shot in the chest, he suffered a collapsed lung, and losing massive amounts of blood, he still, and as he put it calmly, remained on the radio to direct 3 the danger close A-10 Thunderbolts to carry out strafing runs that decimated the enemy forces and saved his entire team, because this is exactly the role of the A-10. It is a close air support aircraft. It is there when you need them, and the amount of men that it's its own troops, you know, it is literally who you're going to call A-10 Thunderbolts. That is who you're going to call. And the very, very role, yes, of course, there are aircraft that also carry out a close air support, but you know, World War II close air support aircraft, the P-47 Thunderbolt, in our era, until, of course, technology does change, the F-35A is set to carry out that role as well. However, none other more legendary than the A-10 Thunderbolt, ladies, gents, teddy bears. It is something I do strongly recommend to have a look, and this is just those that are experiencing the support that the aircraft gives, yet alone the experiences these pilots get to go through. It is amazing, and they, you know, they are going through it today. Thank you so much. Take care. Melody R, Guards March, thank you so much for your super chat. Guards March to you. Gucci Man, thank you very much for my KFC Guards March. Thank you. Simon Mottron, high five and a Guards March. Thank you so much for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. Les the Bairn, thank you for your 28 months. Awesome, Nikos, Ted Coningsby #1, thank you. Greg #1, thank you for your 14 months. Oi, 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 14 months with Ted, Nikos and you, Guards March. Gary, high five and a Guards March. Thank you for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. Also, Gary, again, thank you again, high five. Thank you for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. Steve Evans, thanks for your super. You come for the planes and stay for the people. Thank you very much. Max Q, Nominal, Guards March, thanks for the super. Debbie Brooks, how you doing? Part of our Fighter Squadron. Member for 37 months, most amazing team ever. Bear hug, please. There you go, thanks a lot, Debbie. Sylvester E. Malvina, how you doing? Guards March, thanks for the super. Alan Q, thanks a lot for the super as well, Guards March. Carlos, member for 6 months. Not about the length, but what you do with the time, exactly. Boots 99 UK, a Guards March to you. Oi, oi. Nikos, thank you, and thank you as well. John Minter, thanks a lot for your 39-month service with the membership. Thank you so much. Fred Vernals with a big 40. Looking forward to my birthday fly pass tomorrow. Fair play, Fred. Philip Thorley as well, thanks a lot for your 25-month service with our membership. And the Bat Purple, high five and a Guards March. Thank you so much for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. The Flying Duke serving 13 months with the Ted Coningsby Posh Officers Club. Thanks, Ted, Nikos and the great TCS family. Oops for Science, Guards March, high five, thanks for joining the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Hannah RAF Hamster as well, 18 months membership, Guards March, oi oi, hope everyone is well. Goodness me, that wind. EP65, high five and a Guards March, thank you for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership, Guards March. Sufa LLMG63, welcome, high five. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby Squadron, thank you very much for joining us. Nick C1711, a high five, poor pump for that one. Thanks a lot for the super, Guards March. Bye everyone. Keith Smith, wow, high five, poor pump, and a salute, fly past. Wow, did you see that? Keith Smith has gifted 10 Ted Coningsby memberships at Guards March as well. Thank you so much, Keith. Massive shout out to you, man. And much love. Tracy Smith, high five, Guards March, thank you for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. Nick KC 1711, thanks a lot for the big 40 of membership. And Tracy Smith, high five and a Guards March, thank you so much for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. Bow, bow, bow. Wow, what an exciting day. And wow, what an exciting week. And you know, although it's Friday, it feels like we're about to finish for the week, but of course we've got 2 important shows to get through for you.
Channel. No, we put it all legged away. I didn't want it to blow away.
Well, there we go. That's a wrap, and I'm not sure if we got 1,000 likes yet, but it'd be nice to get 1,000 likes. Oh, we did get it. Oh, nice one. Oh, thank you so much. Lovely, kind words to all of you. Right, well, thank you very much, ladies, gents, teddy bears, and haven't been on much due to it being exciting, but as we just finish up for the time being, thank you all so much for a great week so far. We've got 2 more shows to go, and well, thank you very much. My name's Nikos. I've been your cameraman, historian and commentator so far this week, and we are just about to finish, so thank you very much. A big shout out to the A-10 crew who came in, and also to the 48 Fighter Wing, and a big shout out to all our viewers and members and Spanner Flight. Thank you all so much. So big shout out to all of you, and we got 2 more shows, so tune in, make sure you hit that notification bell button and stay with us for more enjoyable military aviation. My name's Nikos, this is Squadron Leader Ted Coningsby. You've been watching the Ted Coningsby channel live here at RAF Lakenheath. So for the last time for today, but not the week, it's see you soon. Wish you well. See ya. Hit the button, Ted. Matt, hello, mate. Good timing.
Yeah.
I'll just hit the button.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, ladies, sheds and teddy bears, welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel membership. I'm Nikos, I'm your cameraman and commentator. This is our squadron leader, Ted Coningsby. Just want to say a massive thank you to all our members. Guns up, and oh yeah. Take it away, Ted. Ladies, sheds and teddy bears, we want to say a massive thank you to all of our subscribers for getting us to where we are today. We have gone all over the country, from as far as Lossiemouth to Bryce Norton, and military areas such as air weapons ranges, low flying areas, heritage centres and special flights for TED 2. We cannot do this without your support, and your support will be rewarded. You can now join the Ted Coningsby Squadron and help fund the channel to get us around the country and provide us with the funds for equipment to bring you better content too. We have 3 levels of membership to suit everyone. With your membership, you'll get access to members only videos, photos, posts, unlock special Ted Coningsby YouTube emojis and loyalty badges, as well as being able to access our exclusive members only Discord server. All membership levels reward you with discounts to our online store. Our top level Fighter Squadron was inspired by many of our fans who supported the channel massively. This is more of a personal experience with me and Ted, giving you exclusive live streams and content from behind the scenes photos, special info and updates, as well as a free Ted Coningsby Fighter Squadron patch for joining. Whichever membership level suits you, we want to say a massive thank you for choosing to join the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Ah, yeah.